A mighty storm! You are not prepared!
Welcome to our first Florida Friday version of We Got a Case. Creed was here on time before anybody gives me any crap. I want to hear it. Mikey's in the middle of a tropical storm, for God's sakes. We need to find out about the fence. We're working on it. Are you Creed framed? Is Mikey Creed framed? Yep, Mikey frame. Nice. Well, that makes sense because it's Friday and that's what it's all about. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. While we wait on Mikey, seriously though, there is I don't know if it's classified as a tropical storm. I mean, look, it looks like a hurricane-ish, kind of. And I know it would be very close to where he's at. So we might be dealing with this all day, just so you know. So first appearances in Florida, I see. We'll jump into it, and Mike will be back. Don't worry.
On the edge, state your name for the judge, please.
Miss William will go away.
All right. Step over here, sir.
What's your name?
Repeat your name.
To the microphone.
Repeat your name.
William Little White Jr. All right, Mr. White, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I am going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with one count of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishment to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine if it's your first offense.
I forgot. You know what? One of my favorite things about these were, other than, of course, the dude walking over, is that they will typically ask, like, do you own anything? Do you have a job? What do you make? I always used to love that about these.
I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I'm going to find there's probable cause for your arrest. Sir, where do you live? 851 Fields Lane. Okay. And are you employed? Yes, I'm employed. I got a job, man. I can't understand. What did you say? Montevideo Highway. I cannot understand what he said.
He said he works at Burger King.
Okay. Is there a prior record on Mr. White?
He's in here on local charges, sir. He's got battery and pretrial release violations and the FTA in 21. Resisting without 21.
I'm going to recommend you to the pretrial release program.
Stop!
That'll get you out of jail and to put up a bond. Your next court date is September 20th at 8:30. All right.
Your Honor, just for awareness, he's already in here on local charges.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. I didn't understand that. All right. What I'll do is based on that, I'll set a $250 bond on this case. Your next court date is September 20th at 8:30.
All right. Step out.
I'm sorry, Brian. Let me be taking it away from you.
All right.
Safe travels today.
Ma'am, state your name.
My name is Michael, and I'm in the middle of a tropical storm.
The internet just completely went out. Like
I figured. I was sitting there talking to you because you're like sideways, like doing something important. I was like, oh, he must be doing something important. So I just keep, and then I'm like, wait, I think he might be.
Could have been a palm tree fell through the house and killed me.
You just missed the dude. Yeah, the first guy. Oh, I work at Burger King.
Oh my God.
Welcome back.
This is number 41, sir.
Step closer to the microphone. I can't understand you. Speak louder.
Step over here.
Geez, she's a mile away.
Amanda Nur.
This is number 41, sir.
Okay.
He was just bent over all the way right into the speaker, the last guy. It was great.
All right, Ms. Nur, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested on driving while license suspended revoked with knowledge, resisting officer, and that's a traffic misdemeanor. If it's your first offense, punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. resisting officer without violence, which is a first-degree misdemeanor, punishment to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine. Fleeing to attempting to elude a patrol car. In the way it's drafted in the probable cause,
Chase?
I would think that would be a second-degree felony. Ms. Jewell, Mr. Van Dyke.
Your Honor, I'm scanning it now. We got these about 5 minutes before we started.
Is she smoking it as well or just scanning?
Judge, I'm trying to read the affidavit.
Yeah, look at that Ken Stabler jersey, baby.
Your Honor,
Reckless driving.
Big Raiders fan there, huh?
Huge.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that money. I think
Yeah.
it's probably signed somewhere too. Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Was Stabler a good
Mr. Van Dyke. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
beep Van beep
Trying to read the affidavit.
Raggle Monkey? Hey, congratulations on getting back into the meetings after 4 months, but oh, sorry to see what happened yesterday.
Oh God, do I need to go watch it?
4 months he's been out of the meetings, and he gets there saying hi to everybody, you know, a few other things, and then they kicked him right out. Raggle, you handled it good, but man, 4 months. Only one. I guess they said only one day though, so you could go back again.
It's a start.
It's a great live though. But congrats on getting back. Kind of. You made it in.
Sort of.
David.
Your Honor,
Reckless driving.
this day when
Ma'am?
I'm seeing the spike kit and the speeds, I believe that is going to be a second.
Ooh.
That's a second-degree felony.
Spike
punishment.
kit, baby.
That's yeah. If you right, if you're getting spiked, you're in a
Absolutely a car chase. So good for her. A wild Florida woman.
love that.
Years in the Florida Department of Corrections and a $10,000 fine, and reckless driving, which is a traffic misdemeanor, punishment for 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I'm gonna find there's probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, where do you live?
I just moved here.
Okay. Do you have any contacts with this area? Any family in this area?
No.
Well,
Are you working?
No, I was supposed to go to a job interview today, but
Okay.
It was fun when he was walking in. No, I like you. You're okay. And then like right off to the next one.
You're a good guy. I like you.
Another 4 months. I'm sorry. I miss those. He was all signed up, ready to speak too. Crooked
Is there a prior
politicians.
record on this nerve?
In Georgia, 18, armed robbery, possession of a knife during felony, ag assault, false imprisonment, 20, disorderly conduct, DUI, DOSR, 21, VOP, battery, DV battery, trespass, and
that's-
resisting without.
That's good. All right. On the
That's enough. I
on the
got-
license suspended revoked, I'm gonna set $1,000 bond. On the resisting officer without violence, it's gonna be $1,000 bond.
It's not bad.
On the fleeing and attempting to elude, I'm gonna set a $35,000 bond. On the reckless driving, I'm gonna set a $500 bond. Your next court date is set October 23rd at 9:00. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Who let the dogs out?
Next.
God, I miss this place so much.
Say your name for judge, please.
Natasha Shedd.
Ms. Shedd, you're before the court day for your first appearance. You're not asking for the public defender, so I'm not gonna appoint them. You've been charged with one count of driving under the influence. That's a traffic misdemeanor. If it's your first offense, it's punishment for 6 months in the county jail and a $500 fine. I reviewed the Florida DUI uniform traffic citation. I'm gonna find there's probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, where do you live?
2600 Mound Avenue,
How long have you lived in Bay County?
2011.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
The Panama City Police Department.
Okay.
Well, you don't hear that every single day in intake, huh?
So we have a drunk driver arrested, and she works at the Panama City Police Department.
That's a giant. Oh,
damn.
So I'm assuming there's no prior record on Ms. Shedd?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Shedd, I am going to recommend you to the pretrial release program. That'll get you out of jail and having to put up a bond. You'll You'll submit the random UAs as directed by the court or the pretrial release program. You shall not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages while on release. Your next court date is September 20th at 8:30.
All right. Go ahead, step out. Next,
She's got great hair.
step on the X station. The judge,
This
please.
one doesn't.
Yes.
Killian Fuqua.
Ms. Fuqua, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I am going to, I cannot appoint the public defender's office based on your income that's in your financial affidavit.
Ooh.
You've been arrested on driving under the influence. That's a traffic misdemeanor. That's punishable up to 6 months in the county jail and a $500 fine if it's your first offense. I reviewed the Florida DUI uniform traffic citation. I'm gonna find there's probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, where do you live?
807 Cherry Street
Okay, how long have you lived in Bay County?
since 2020.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
The Loft Hair Salon.
Okay, and do you have family in this area?
With hair like that.
Yes, sir.
What family?
Father and grandmother.
Is there a prior record on Ms. Fuqua?
No, sir.
She must own the
Ms.
place.
Fuqua, I'm gonna recommend you to the pretrial release program. That'll get you out of jail with having to put up a bond. There's some standard conditions you'll have to abide by. The special conditions, you'll submit to random UAs as directed by the court of the pretrial release program. You shall not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages while on release. Your next court date is September 20th at 8:30. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Step over there for me. Next,
Well-oiled machine today.
Yep. Knocking them out.
on the X station. The judge,
Love it.
please. State your name.
Hello, Philip.
Say what?
Ms. Miller, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you at this hearing. You've been arrested on outstanding capias for failure to appear for arraignment. Judge Grammer has set a $2,500 bond. I'm going to leave that bond as it is. Your next court date is September 20th at 8:30. Good luck.
That's easy.
Yeah. We're not doing nothing for you. You can get your ass on out of here. Bye. Next. All right. So we're jumping to another court.
Andy Miller.
Andy Miller, the Ann Man.
Mr. Miller, good morning. Mr. Miller, you're here for first appearance accused of one count of ag assault with a firearm. I read the complaint. There is probable cause for the charge. Mr. Miller, when a judge finds probable cause, that does not mean you're guilty. What it means is there's evidence in a sworn under oath complaint that you may have committed the crime you've been accused of, and there's a certain amount of evidence to lead a reasonable person to believe you may be guilty. It does not mean you're guilty. It means there's some evidence that you may have done what you've been accused of. Your criminal history is not bad. You've had nothing since 2018. You had something, and then before that, it was several years before that. So your criminal history is not bad. I'm going to listen to Mr. McDaniel and Ms. Bremer, and then I'm going to address the bond, make a bond or release decision. Mr. McDaniel?
Your Honor, I mean, I read the report. I think you did also. It's, it is what it is. It's, he said it's, I guess, several heat sheets against each other. There was nothing that happened in the case. It sounded like he tried to walk away. Obviously, after they allegedly may have done something he shouldn't have done. I don't know if he did or not, but at this point in time, he lives locally. Been a long time since he's been in trouble. We just asked for some kind of reasonable release.
Ms. Bremer?
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable bond and no contact with Gabrielle Wiggins or Christopher Lyons.
Now, I've got this alleged victim. The other person.
Grab it to thank you, Two Bones. First $2 of the day, by the way. Appreciate it.
And at this moment, you own the entire train.
The entire train.
It's all yours, baby.
Because he was involved as a witness? Is that why you want no contact with him?
He was in the vehicle when the.
And it's interesting because I was wondering how he could be in fear if he stopped the vehicle, got out, and approached Mr. Miller. It's hard to argue that he was afraid, but he's not the alleged victim. Miss Wiggins is. So I appreciate that, Miss Bremer. I don't know, Mr. McDaniel, I don't know that I'm inclined to grant no contact against him because he's not a victim. I don't see how he could be a victim under these facts. If he stopped the vehicle, got out, and then approached someone carrying a firearm, he obviously wasn't too scared if that's what happened. But Mr. McDaniel, I do want to add. What were you saying, Mr. McDaniel?
Apparently, he also had a knife in his hand as well. So, I mean,
Mr. Miller, I want to ask you a couple of questions. I'm not going to ask you about the incident. That would be inappropriate. But I do need to know about the relationship and where you live. So are you...
Hey, Miss K got the assignment right to make sure to match the dono with his nice outfit today.
Como arigato, Mrs. Roboto.
Thank you, Miss K. Good to see you.
Do you live near Miss Wiggins?
Yes, sir, I do.
How close?
I've been
How
having
close?
problems.
How close do you live to her?
I'd say within 1,000 yards.
Is it two different driveways or a single driveway?
Miss Wiggins, which Wiggins are you talking about?
That you got an altercation with yesterday.
Okay. I live here.
How far away?
I'd say at least
2 different driveways?
yes.
If you take my handcuffs off,
All right, so
I'll
two
show
different
you.
driveways. Are you related to her or she or her family
No.
in any way? Or just neighbors?
Yes or no?
No. The only
How many Miss Wiggins does he know? He was confused.
Well, I don't
about
know
that.
if it's like this where you come from, Creed, but here in the South, typically if one family member lives here, you'll see there's at least 3 or 4 other family members very close by. It could be
That's
a
right.
trailer park.
Yeah,
It could be, everybody just bought a big piece of land and we put a bunch of houses on
that's
it.
a compound, is what you call that, a compound.
Families stick close in
Yeah.
the South.
The whole family on a few acres.
thing I got
You're
her.
not related, you're not related.
I'm not related, but I got her sister living at my house.
What?
Yes, and ever since her sister has been living at my house, we've had problems
Explain.
with
Oh.
it.
Okay, Mr. McDaniel, it's not your typical ag assault. I know that's your position because that was my position when I read it. But I am concerned about the firearm allegation. What I'm considering is a small cash bond. Mr. McDaniel, have you talked to your client about that possibility?
I talked to him about a bond. I mean,
Oh, secret meeting. You think she's
Possibility.
living there and they're sleeping together and the family don't like it, and that's why this altercations happened?
Entirely possible.
I mean, I don't think
Entirely
she's just, she's like, look, I'm looking to move out on my own and branch out. What about 2 houses over? Sounds like a plan. Let's go there and live. Out there on my own. Hello, crew world.
cash bond.
Ms. Bremer, you okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set you a $500 cash only bond. The good thing about the cash bond, as Mr. McDaniel has probably just explained to you, is if the case is dismissed, it's returned to whoever posted it. Your bond has a condition that you not you have no contact with Gabrielle Wiggins. Ms. Bremer,
Yes, sir.
is the state requesting no firearm since it's a firearm case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McDaniel, will you want to be heard on that issue?
Dun, dun, dun. Say yes. Say yes.
Say yes to the dress.
Do it. Do it.
I was wondering if Credence reminds me of a character, Taggart.
Taggart. Yeah, that guy.
Age looks appropriate.
Is it because he's angry all the time about everything and there's a really funny guy with him?
Who, Taggart or me?
Did somebody say no? He doesn't have.
Who sets the clocks in the courtroom? Who sets the clocks in the courtroom?
Oh, I want that some bitch.
Judge, we don't have
I want that some bitch fired. Whoever sets the clock.
Mr. Miller, I believe in the person's right to having possessed firearms, but you're accused of a crime with a firearm. So while this case is pending, your bond's going to have a condition that you not have access to firearms. If you have a firearm, when you post bond, take that and give it to a friend, a family member, relative, someone that you don't have access to it. And then when the case is over, you can obviously get that firearm back. So just can't have access to firearms as part of your bond. You'll get to use the phone in just a few minutes, sir, to post the bond and just have no contact with Ms. Wiggins. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir, I don't.
Have a good day, sir. Ernest,
So did he basically get what he wanted or no? I
guess
don't know
so, because I mean he's so tiny, maybe it was like a situation where he wanted to get out. So I mean he is getting out on a cash bond, but he had a lot of questions, which leads me to believe there's some sort of relationship between him and the Wiggins in the house.
I think there's a good story there and we didn't get to it.
Mr. Dixon, good morning. You're here for first appearance. Mr. Dixon accused of 1 count of exposure of sexual organs Mr. Dixon, there is probable cause for this charge. In the complaint, I'm going to appoint Mr. McDaniel's office to represent you. Listen to Mr. McDaniel, and he's going to tell me if it's a bond analysis or if it's some type of
Hang in there,
agreement.
Tammy.
Mr. McDaniel?
Can we stop that for a second? Exposing of sexual organs. Now, when you hear that, you think large, right? I mean, when somebody's like, "Oh, you want to see my organ?" I mean, I'm like, "Oh, God, this thing must be huge."
Yeah.
I would never classify mine as an organ, but his is a sexual organ. Mine's just a member.
Did he say that? Good morning, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah,
sure.
Dixon's is the name. Yeah.
Well, I guess that seems fitting.
Sexual organ.
All right. Anything, Mr. McDaniel, on the bond issue before I hear from the state?
We'll see it real quick.
Yeah, Your Honor. I mean, Mr. Dixon wants to say some things, but I'll let him.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
You said it's what did you say when you first came on?
You're accused of one count of exposure of sexual organs is what you're accused of, and there is probable cause in the complaint.
Okay, but I wasn't in none of them spots yesterday, and the dude said I pulled my dick out or something. I mean,
Some dude said, "Pull my dick out."
I mean, excuse me while I whip this out.
okay, but I wasn't in none of them spots yesterday, and the dude said I pulled my dick out or something. I mean, my bad. I'm sorry, sir.
That's what you're accused of. Yeah.
That's the legal term.
Little Dixon.
I thought you got to have some evidence for this. You know what I mean?
There's at least one witness that says you did this. Now that's the evidence that's in the complaint is one person saying they saw you do this. That's what you're accused of.
I could have been pissing on the side of the road or something, but I don't think I was.
Well, same thing.
Urinating in public is not necessarily a crime, but if you're exposing yourself to someone in the manner it's described in the complaint is a crime, if they can prove that. Did you just get out of jail, Mr. Dixon?
Yes, sir.
How long has that been since you got out?
About 2 months.
Okay. Mr. Dixon, where do you live at?
I was staying with my mom, and I was staying with a friend.
Is that the Graceville
Yes,
area?
sir.
Can we get the victim over here to describe it to me? So I can
input
draw it.
Bond, Mr. Chairman.
Your Honor, the state just requests a reasonable bond.
Mr. Dixon, I'm going to set you a bond of $5,000 cash or surety.
$5K.
Your bond is that amount is you just got. Let me finish, and then I'll answer any questions. The reason your bond is that amount is because you just got out of jail after doing a year sentence. I know you probably did a lot less than a year because you were in the trustee program, I'm assuming, but you did just get out of jail in the last couple of months. Now, don't talk about what you've been accused of. You'll get to use the phone in a few minutes to try to contact friends or family to post the bond. But if you have a question, and if it's a question I can answer, I'll sure try. Any questions?
I ain't got no way to post no bond, so y'all ain't got no offer.
If you made an offer this morning,
taking offers,
Mr. McDaniel. So what we'll do is we'll see.
I made the offer. I mean, I don't know what to say. He thinks I made the offer, and it's a bad offer, and I'm trying to explain to him I didn't make the offer.
Mr. McDaniel, work on your case, and we'll see you at an upcoming docket. In the meantime, if you develop the ability to post bond, you can post bond at any time. Okay.
Hey, excuse me, sir. I would have took the offer.
Is that what that's what the
they
witness
told
said?
me it looked like, but my board isn't big enough. I was only able to get a side profile. It's an elephant.
I'm just saying, like, why did I get the max?
Well, you didn't get the max. The maximum for this crime is a year in jail. The offer made to you was basically a year with public works, which typically is 6 months. It's the exact same thing you just finished. So you did a year and 6 months because you got in a trustee program. So I'm assuming you could get in it again, and you obviously behaved yourself at the jail, or you wouldn't have got out so quickly. So it's the equivalent of 6 months if you get in the program like you did last time and stay in it.
Yes, sir. But the last time that I got
can't be too detailed in that drawing. I mean, he did it right. You got to be careful.
Well, you're drawing something that massive. You just go with bulk areas. You don't really go for minuscule details.
So see, he actually nailed it perfectly, because then you go back to YouTube after they say, "Why are you putting up drawings of dicks up on the screen?" And he said, "I didn't. Everybody else thought it was a floppy trunk or
Yeah, see, look, I don't know what you saw the first time, but that's what it looks like. It's an elephant. Come on, man. Get it right.
It was trespassing after warning. I had
Right.
did it a couple times, but this is my first time for this charge. Why do I get the max? Why are y'all trying to
Because
give me the max?
because you've been out of jail less than 2 months and you're allegedly exposing yourself on the side of a highway by passing by motorists.
on the side of a highway. Was it a helicopter? Did they see a helicopter, you think?
He's just, he's out there swinging it around. Somebody happens to see it. What can we do about that? There's nothing we can do about that. He's going back to prison, by the way.
And he'll see if he can get the offer
going
moved
back
in
to
any way. And we'll
prison.
see an upcoming court date, sir.
You're going to prison, bud.
Your Honor, he's going to quit. We enter a plea to this, Your Honor. He's going to plead no contest to exposure of sexual organs and county with a sentence of 11 months, 29 days in county jail with a public works option. He'll have 2 days jail credit, be a $370 fine. Indicated guilty. He just signed his plea waiver form, waiving his right to jury trial and call witnesses.
See, that's another reason why you gotta be careful with drawing that, because it might be.
Yes, this is an educational show.
Hi, Thomas.
Thomas, kids are on half days here.
But y'all wasn't gonna go down, right?
Say
Y'all
that
wasn't
last
gonna go
part
down.
again.
Y'all wasn't gonna go down on the offer, right?
I can't tell you that.
Let's try
for
it
sure.
again.
Mr. McDaniel may get in your
this is my
case and
first.
find
It's my first PP
information to help you.
charge.
Or he might get into the case and work on it a couple of months and the offer may stay the same. There's no way I can know that because he'll have private conversations with you and he may find something that convinces the state and myself to lower the offer.
Private conversations with you, so get ready to flop it out again.
But I just don't know. What's hurting you is you just did 1129 and you just got out 2 months ago. That's what's hurting you. So
Back
if you
too
want to
soon.
take it over today, you
Too
can. If you want to
soon.
wait, that's perfectly okay and see what happens. What would you rather do?
He doesn't know what he wants to
He's
do.
going to accept the offer, Your Honor.
He's taking
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Dixon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ms. Bremer?
All right.
State your honor.
I'm going to accept your plea of no contest to the charge of exposure of sexual organs, Mr. Dixon. Judge you guilty of that offense, sentence you to 11 months and 29 days in Jackson County Jail. Credit for 2 days you've served, $370 court costs and fines. And Mr. Dixon, this last part's very important. I do recommend you for the Public Works Trustee Program. You did the program last time, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's what lets you cut it from a year down to about 6 months, which is what you did last time. So you have that opportunity again, and I encourage you to take advantage of that. Mr. Dixon, I do wish you the best, sir. Have a good night. Nathaniel.
He's related to
Falk.
Debbie.
Whatever you say, baby.
I think this is the case, Mr. McDaniel, where we had
Got a
Mr.
Bay County
Falk's
case.
last name is actually Falk without an S, but
That's
the
correct.
complaint in this case has an S on it. So I finally found your Bay County case this morning.
For folk's
when I
sake.
took the S off and searched the second time, and there's no indication that they have filed any kind of motion to revoke your bond. Mr. McDaniel, did you see anything?
I didn't see anything, Your Honor. He has a pretrial or arraignment date, October 23rd. I advised him of that to make sure he's there in court. We didn't see anything else.
About to cut him loose.
Anything to state?
Just to let the court know that the state did reach out to the Bay County office, so if nothing has been filed. Then
Thank you.
yes, sir.
So, Mr. Falk, there's two explanations that could be. Number one is, like I told you last time, they may not be going to violate your bond because your arrest was such a minor, your new charge was so minor. The other possibility is it's in the process, it just hasn't happened yet. Either way, I'm going to release that hold today. You finished your county sentence, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to be released today. Make sure you show up when you're supposed to in Bay County for court, okay?
Yes, sir.
You'll be watching cartoons tonight.
Maki.
Welcome. All right, so that's it for them, but we're going to give you just one more thing. Just one more thing. Thank you, Marky, by the way. This is from 2 days ago, in case you can't read. Oh, jeez.
Couple sneezes. Was that?
Mr. Doherty, good afternoon. Judge Sandor found probable cause for 2 counts. Count 1 is murder while engaged in a robbery. Count 2 is possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. You're going to remain on no bond on count 1. Bond has already been set in the amount of $3,500 on count 2. As a special condition of any bond, you're not to have any contact with the surviving family, any co-defendants.
Murder.
My apologies. Bond in count 2 pursuant to
So you got
Judge
something in his hand.
Sandor's order is $10,000, not $3,500, and no contact with surviving family, co-defendants, or any potential witnesses. And you are not to return to 53 West Vine Street. Thank you.
Next court date on demand.
Man. I didn't expect murder from the guy in the wheelchair.
Lemon.
Right.
PD appointed.
I thought we were talking to the dude that I thought he sneezed something into his hand. I didn't even realize it was a guy in a wheel.
The guy in a wheel. Hey, now. This young lady didn't do nothing wrong.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Maki. Appreciate you. Can
I make this bigger? Chair? No.
Yeah, it's a little odd shape and size.
It is really weird, odd shape and size. Oh, look here. There you go, Mikey. Be an idiot. There we go, Daddy.
Yay, Mikey's figuring out YouTube today. Yay.
This isn't YouTube. This is a website.
Well,
All right, here we go.
Ms. Lemon, you are here. Judge Madrigal has found probable cause for the following allegations: aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and in count 2, attempted murder without premeditation.
Another moiter.
The state of Florida has filed a pretrial detention motion. You're going to have a bond as to count 1, the amount of $3,500. You're going to remain on no bond on count 2 until the state's motion for pretrial detention can get sorted out. Statute requires that motion be set within 5 days. Thank you.
I found it really weird they let her keep her eyebrow piercing.
On the X, state your name for the judge.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I didn't think, and Joe, you can have this.
Murder on murder on murder. Will be the murder trifecta?
0. Correct.
0 means you can't get out.
Yeah, we're going to order no contact at this point as a condition of any bond with Chris Michael Caro Diaz.
Oh, wow, this
And
list is
I'll
just
appoint
like
the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests, Ms. Lemon.
Miss Lemon? Liz Lemon?
Barrett, sir.
PD appointed.
Hey, now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Merriser. I don't think I'm even getting close to your name. Can you pronounce your
Remember, whatever.
Merzire? Merzire, you are here with us based on an allegation that you missed court with Judge Sanders Morency. She issued a bond for you.
Yep, just let him out after the last two.
And I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender if not previously appointed. Thanks.
Next court date, if in jail, will be September 28th, courtroom 5B at 8 a.m.
You see his eyes? He said, when they said if in jail.
4A at 8:15 a.m.
Yeah, we're going to order no contact. I think I'm even getting close to your name. Can you pronounce?
17th at courtroom 4A at 8:15 a.m.
How did I skip that? The good part.
Judge Sanders Morency, she
There we
issued a bond for you. That bond is in the amount of $2,000, and I will appoint the Office of the Public
Watch his
Defender if
eyes.
not previously appointed. Thanks.
Next court date, if in jail, will be September 28th, courtroom 5B at 8 a.m.
That's
If
so good.
not, October 17th at courtroom
I love it.
4A at
What?
8:15 a.m.
Thanks.
I could be in jail still? Damn it.
State of Florida versus Michael
Too funny.
Rodriguez.
Miguel, come on up.
PD appointed.
Afternoon, Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, you are here based on an allegation that you missed court with Judge Epperson. Judge Epperson, for whatever reason, has issued no bond. Going to remain on no bond until you can go see him. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender. They'll know how to get you in front of him pretty quick.
Next.
Thank you.
Next court date.
He's like, I got a bed for
jail
this.
September 28th, courtroom 5B, 8 a.m. If not,
Yeah, he did.
November 29th,
He was
courtroom
ready to go.
5B, 8:30 a.m.
Thanks. State of Florida versus Adrian Thomas.
PD appointed.
Ruckus.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, you are here. It is alleged that you missed court with Judge Sanders Morency. That would have been a pretrial date.
Bunch of court missing sons of
May
bitches.
17th.
He had to get his
Whatever
hair
reason,
did.
she has issued no bond. You're going to stay on no bond.
Worth
You
the
can get in
wait.
front of her and let her know what's going on, and I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent your interests. Thank you.
Next court date is November 7th, courtroom 4A at
Like
8:15
Fago.
a.m.
They'll be able to get you in front of her faster than that. Thanks. State of
All right,
Florida.
last
versus
person.
John Brandener.
Ugh.
Good afternoon, Mr. Branner. Mr. Branner, you are here based on two allegations. One is attaching tag not assigned, and one is a driving while license revoked or suspended with knowledge. Bond in count one is going to be set in the amount of $500. Bond in count two is going to be set in the amount of $500. I do find probable cause for your initial arrest, and will appoint the Office of the Public.
Do we usually see our inmates with really cool name tags like they got on their
No.
collars?
Knowledge.
Looks like he's working.
Yeah, it's like, I work here. What are you talking about?
Defender
Oh, wait
to
a minute.
represent your interests.
J. Fabe, 5 gifts. Thank you. Hallelujah. And KH with 2 doll hairs. And Miss Hot's behind.
Ah, Miss Hot.
It says I get my hair cut at the Loft Salon, where one of those first Mormons work.
The one that we said had terrible hair.
Yeah, I thought she had terrible hair. I
Don't let that woman cut your hair, no matter what you do.
Okay.
Don't let him. Don't let him.
Thanks.
He was so short. We'll take one more.
Court date will be September 28th, courtroom 5B, 8 a.m. If not, October 12th, courtroom 4A, 9:30 a.m.
Thank you. State of Florida versus Brian Bauta.
He's about to get in trouble.
Oh, gosh.
Bauta.
I don't know.
Mr. Bauta, are you requesting the services of an attorney?
That'd be bad.
Are you going to be talking to some private counsel? I didn't hear your response. Sorry.
Can we turn the mic on? Oh, I love that the picture is their mugshot on when they got arrested.
The Office of the Public
it is.
Defender for Mr. Bauta since he's in custody.
Love that.
Bond is going to be, I do find probable cause for your initial arrest. That is assault with intent or a threat to do violence, domestic violence related. Bond is going to
Ooh.
be set in the amount of
EV.
$2,500 with the following conditions. You are to have no contact whatsoever with Miriam Bauta or Juan Manuel Alzate. You are not to return to the scene where this is alleged to have occurred. And that would be the 4712 Cumbrian Lakes Drive address.
I'm going to visit
May
there.
return one time with
on
law
vacation.
enforcement to get some personal property while this case is getting sorted out. You're to possess no weapons or firearms as a condition of your bond.
Bill,
Next court date on demand.
on demand.
State of Florida versus Tristan Brown.
All right, one more, I swear.
We got to see Tristan.
State of Florida versus Thomas Howard.
PD appointed.
He's got a lot of hair.
Is that Mr. Brown?
Nope.
Mr. Brown, somebody posted bond for you, so they'll be processing that. You should be released pretty soon.
Nice. That's what you want to hear right there.
Yeah, everybody's like, it's like when they call down to your class and say, can you send Credence Blowers to the office? His mother's here to check him out. Thank
Good
you.
afternoon, Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, you got 3 cases with us. I think they're all out of the same circumstances. They filed them separate. First case is 23 CF 2911. That is an allegation of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. I find probable
Say it ain't
cause
so.
for that allegation. Your bond set in the amount of $1,000. The second case is 23 CT 4173. That's a allegation of DUI. under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Find probable cause for that initial arrest. Your bond set in the amount of $500 on that case. 23 CF 2912 as an allegation of hiring or leasing a vehicle with the intent to defraud. Court finds probable cause.
So what did he
steal a rental car? Maybe.
Yeah, he rented a car and didn't take it back.
I'm not sure. Thank you. 4 bones.
Something tells me I'm into something good.
For that allegation, sets bond in the amount of $1,000. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender on all 3 of your cases. Thanks.
For case number 23 CF 2911 and 23 CF 2912.
They don't even have names. Wow.
On demand for 2023 CT 4173.
Sorry.
The next court date will be September 28th, courtroom 5B at 8 a.m. If not, October 17th, courtroom 4A at 8 a.m.
You better tell them they didn't call your name.
State of Florida versus James Rivera.
PD appointed.
They scanning them in like he's groceries.
Imagine some wilder ones with like crazy ass mug shots would be great.
Oh, did he just crack his neck?
Is that what that was?
Oh, I got to see.
I heard it.
On a new law allegation in 23 CF 29, a vehicle with the intent.
And 23 CF 29.
While you do that very quickly, is that person nude that's taking a dip in the Atlantic right now during a tropical storm? I mean,
maybe
it's a big maybe. It's like just and they're gone. Nope, there they are. Okay.
Did they drown? I can't even see them.
I just saw them. I just saw them come back up. But this is not. Look at how big some of these waves, man. That is right up 3/4 of the way. It's in Atlantic Beach, in North Carolina, Moorhead area.
Yeah, this is right up the road. We're gonna see if this guy cracked his neck, and then we're gonna get out of here. Neck cracking.
That guy's dead.
He broke. The guy that broke his neck just now, or the one that was?
Oh God, that was loud. By the way.
All right, so let's listen.
Okay. Oh my God! It was.
My son can do that. He'll come up front. He'll be like,
by moving his neck,
and he'll go do some shit. Like, he just cracks and cracks, and I was like, my God, I would love to be able to do that. Look, if you're looking to do something today, the beach seems like a good option. Lots of room.
Go out on the Atlantic Beach pier there. Do some fishing.
This is basically exactly what it looks like. My house minus the waves.
Red flag conditions I see. So let's take a dip nude under the pier. I can't think of anything better of an idea today.
Maybe that was a YouTuber.
Maybe it was. Well, that's it, guys. Appreciate it. We'll be back 4:05 East for Florida Friday. I like that we should. If we have enough, I would love to do that every Friday. Does Florida still do the intakes and stuff like that's?
We could do it.
God, I love it.
We could do it.
You can do it.
Do you? By the way, I think you can see those, like how they got little tops. Those are like benches, but they didn't used to have tops on them like that.
Is this the pier that I lit that firework?
It could very well be, because if you look at the end of it, yeah, it could be.
I have a feeling it was in that area. Interesting. That's pretty good. It's some pretty good wave action for me. It's a small.
They say it's going to be a lot of really rough surf, and it's going to come in and do some eroding. We're under the tropical storm.
Hey, one thing that I'm not used to here at Carolina beaches are much different than in Florida. When we were in St. Augustine, just down the way, man, those sand dunes there were like the size of a 2-story house.
Yeah,
the sand dunes were gigantic.
See, I remember when I was a kid, I remember going to the beach, and we would have to climb over the biggest sand dunes, to get down to the beach, and the beach was huge.
Topsail is like
that's how. Well, it used to be a way bigger. It was so big. And now once all we got like in the 90s and it got really bad storms and stuff, it really just messed it all up real bad. Yeah. It was just ruined it.
Ruined.
Oh, wow. The yellow is see-through. American dream.
So let's get funky like a monkey.
The Florida Friday Express. Thank you to Gramature, Miss K, Maki, with a welcome, and Marky with some monies, K Fabe with some gifts, KH, and Zoom. Thank you.
Zum 41. You guys, hopefully you'll be back for Florida Friday on We Gotta Chase. Really good stuff. Even a story about a lady that stole a crocodile and took it to her resort and had in a hot tub.
All right.
We got
in
that
a hot tub?
Yeah. As well as a great motorcycle chase, a lot of dipping and doping, and a 14-year-old steals a car and goes for a ride. All that and more on Florida Friday.
Who was it we knew? Was that in Wilmington with the roller derby girls, or was that in Jacksonville? I don't remember.
There was one. There was the I think Bombs Away had something to do with the team. So yeah, I really loved the roller derby girls.
Yeah.
Tattooed up and pierced and just willing to go out there and have a good time. Names. We need new names. Anybody got names? I don't. Not right now, at least. Creed, we'll see you soon. Great day. We're making progress.
Oh, yeah. That's progress, baby.
We'll see you back here. Stay safe. Stay hard. Stay tuned. Go back and watch some old stuff when the top guys were just guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, don't forget members only tonight, too, for the main
Yeah,
channel.
on the main channel. That's going to be wild. If you're a nurse and you're a roller derby person, what about like, I don't know, the head nurse? You know, it's a double play.
Yeah, it is. I like that.
They call her the head nurse.